and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. I am Linda, and I am an intuitive healer and an awareness coach. And I focus on helping women heal their negative self-talk so they can step into conscious leadership and create the lives that they deserve. So today's video is going to be an excerpt from a program that I created. It's a membership subscription program that is available for my private clients. And in this particular clip, I am talking about how we can learn to differentiate when we are in alignment versus when we are not. If you are interested in learning more about the membership subscription program or about working with me in general, the link to my website will be in the description box for this video. We really want to focus, like I said a moment ago, on what is in alignment for us. If we bring it back to the personal level, which is really all that we can control, and what we're trying to do here is we want to try and focus our choices, our actions on our own emotions, our own feelings, our own experience, and our own desires versus on the external societal norms and expectations of us. So, having said that, there's a few tips that I want to give you on how to really work at taking action and making conscious choices based on what feels in alignment and out of alignment. And the first question that's going to come up is, how do I know it's in alignment versus what is in alignment? And that is a really tricky thing to figure out, especially if you are starting on this journey. Now, where this gets really tricky, and one of the things that I work with my clients on, is the fact that normally most people, and I've actually said this myself, would say just focus on what you feel that you desire, what you feel that you want. However, when you are new to this journey, what we feel we want or what we feel we desire is not clear, right? Not only are we often confused about what those are, but we really haven't undone a lot of the socialization and the expectations that have been put on us. So a lot of times we can't even tell what it is that we want or what we desire, but even when we do, is a little bit tricky because it may not be truly what we desire. It may be what we've been told or taught to desire, or that we should want or should desire. So the easiest way that I say to people is through practice. This is a muscle, just like it's intuition, just like any physical muscle in your body. The more you do it and the more you practice, the better you get at it, because the stronger that muscle is going to get. So what I would suggest is that you start small, that you don't start exercising that muscle by making life-changing decisions, right? That you start exercising it with small things like what you want to eat for dinner, or what you want to do tomorrow with your partner or with your friend, etc. And start building upon that rather than start with a major decision from the get-go. Now, the second tip for you is that when something is in alignment, more often than not, our body feels open. We actually feel like an openness is actually almost in our chest area, versus when something is out of alignment, we feel contracted, sort of like protective. And similar to that, it may also feel like a movement forward versus a movement, a retraction, or a movement backward. So those are some clues that your body is giving you whether something is in alignment for you or not. Now, those may be different for you specifically, so it's important that you get to know your body and you get to know your own compass so that you understand what is in alignment for you versus what is not. But oftentimes for most people, when something is in alignment, it feels open and forward, and when it's not, it feels closed and contracted and retracted. So that is something that you can pay attention to. And the third tip is something that I have already mentioned in one of the other videos of this membership subscription program. I believe it was the manifesting video, but it's about signs. Ask for signs. Ask to see, ask for whether it's God or your guides or your higher self or whatever it is that you believe in to give you signs or to give you clarity about a particular situation, choices, decisions, etc. Now, the fourth tip, I'm not going to elaborate too much on. There are a lot of different tools that you can use out there. There's something called muscle testing. If you're interested, you can go and Google it. But it's basically using your own body where you actually take measurements of your body and you basically tell your body, if I push down and you come back up, it means yes, and if you go down, it means no. And then you use that, you sort of set the baseline, and then you use that baseline to ask yourself, your body, questions. And the idea is that your subconscious mind is going to answer your questions truthfully with what is in alignment or out of alignment for you through that particular movement or body or technique. Now, there's several others, but this one in particular is called muscle testing. Kinesiology, I think, is the other name it goes by. And you can use those to search on Google and look for other similar techniques. Now, there's several of them out there, and you can use those. You can leverage them to help you as you get better and better at telling within your own body, within your own energy, what is in alignment for you versus what is not. And like I said, the more you do it, the easier it will become. I'm at a point where I can usually very quickly tell when something feels in alignment for me versus not. And also remember that it's not always going to be easy, because even though I'm pretty adept at it now without having to do anything, like I just get the answers right away, there are some times where it's not as easy for me, and oftentimes that is when the consequences of those choices are bigger, right, are life-changing. Not always, but more often than not. So it's really important for you to start getting in touch with yourself so that you can put all of these pieces that you've been learning together and help them guide you to make conscious choices in your life. Hi, Linda from the future here. So I wanted to jump in real quick after this clip because I wanted to add a caveat, or more accurately, some nuance to the topic that I just covered. And it is that as we grow and as we evolve, what feels in alignment for us today, for example, may not feel in alignment for us tomorrow, or maybe even an hour from now. Because as we're growing and evolving, what is in alignment is also growing and evolving. And this is something that I talk about frequently with my private clients and all of the clients that are signed up or part of any of my programs, but it wasn't highlighted in this video. And I do think it's an important reminder to give to the viewers and the listeners, because it is something that oftentimes can be confusing when we are on this journey, because again, alignment is something that moves and grows and changes with us as well. And as we start healing and growing and getting rid and removing those layers of social conditioning that came about through our upbringing and from society as a whole, what feels in alignment for us and what in our desires will change and evolve with us in our journey. So having said that, I hope that this was helpful to you. And as always, until next time, namaste.